Well, hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Aimless Articles, the video series where we delve into the most random of Star Wars trivia, as seen with last week's premiere episode. If you haven't, go check it out. We deep dived into the world of rock music and bands in the Star Wars universe, and who knows what we'll find this week. Now, just a reminder of the premise of this entire thing. Every single episode, I will be on the Wikipedia page. I will be using the random page button a maximum of 5 times to find something wacky, bizarre, interesting, or funny to do a video on. Again, it can be anything from the most random of glup shitos to the most obscure of facts. Whatever it is that comes out in one of those 5 pages, I have to make a video on. It is going to be highly entertaining, or at the very least, hopefully quite informative. Now, I did run through the ground rules in last week's episode, so if you haven't seen that, please do go check it out. Now, I've been doing some maths in the meantime, and according to Wikipedia, as of the time of recording this video, it has 193,804 pages of Star Wars knowledge and trivia on the website. It's really quite an astounding amount of knowledge for a wiki, and it shows you just how much, there is out there to really delve into and make videos on. I'm sure that everything has been covered at some point, but we really want to find some of those hidden gems to delve into. Now, doing the maths, I worked out if I was to make one episode per week of that 193,804 pages, it would take me probably about 744 years just to cover everything once. That's no repeats, and that's assuming that I could do one episode every single week. And that is it, to go through every bit of information on Wikipedia, 744 years. Yeah, I think if I was to do that, I'd be looking a slight bit worse than Yoda at that point.
When 900 years old you reach, look as good you or not,
And so here we are, ladies and gentlemen, on the Wikipedia homepage, and I wasn't lying when I said there was 193,804 pages on this website. That's actually gone up in the last week. When I did the first article, it was about 193,500. So in the last week alone, there's been about 300 pages added on, which is just, again, absolutely insane. So just a run through of the rules once again. We have our random page button here. I will be hitting this a maximum of 5 times, and again, I have to pick one of those articles to make a video on. The aim isn't to make the hour-long video essays, it's just to find something really fun or informative or wacky, just to make a short video on. Now, if I can't find anything in those 5, because again, some of them are really short, I can use something linked to one of those articles. And again, I don't have to use all 5 picks. If I find something straight away that I find really interesting, we'll just jump straight into it. So, why don't we try out our first random page? So here we go. Page number 1. Geordie Hands. Okay, this guy has got an illustration. So there's some hope here. And he is from Legends. So he's a male human mechanic who worked on Tatooine and was employed by Unut Pol. I wonder if that's any variation on Pelly, because she's the mechanic that we know from, Tatooine. I wonder if they did that. It's part of a swoop gang, so how much? There's not much in there. Possibility for me to do some videos on swoop gangs, maybe, or maybe one of his friends here. We'll find out. We'll have a look. Let's have a look at the next random page. Let's have a look here. Rower, a doctor from Legends. Again, this is a very short category. So who served on the first Death Star? He's probably not made out alive. Yeah, he died. So okay, yeah, he was just a doctor on the Death Star. Interesting. Third page, Halmad. Ooh, okay. Oh, I like the artwork here. So this is a planet in the Quel'Ai sector of the Outer Rim. Okay, this is a possibility. It's got both a Legends and a canon aspect, and once again, I am able to pick, whether I choose to go into the canon or the Legends. Now, it does appear as though the Legends has a little bit more to it, a little bit more history, but not much in there. So we'll try again just to see what we've got here. Random page number 4. Shoot to run counter ball waltz. Oh, this is a dance. Okay, it's a canon dance. So this is something from... It was done for Darth Vader. Oh god, can you imagine that? Alright, I'm going to keep that in the back pocket. Alright, last page. Let's have a look. Rim. Rim was the third planet of the Zealous system. Not a lot to go off there. Not a lot to go off. The Shoe to Run counter-ball waltz was a stately dance that originated on the planet Shoe to Run. It involves couples twirling together with arms outstretched. The female partner would have glowing spheres on her hands that created a trail of light as they spun. The dance first appeared in the Darth Vader Annual #1 comic, which takes place shortly after the destruction of the Death Star. Vader is sent to deal with a potential ore supply issue on Shoe to Run, and things don't start off very well as he is greeted by the King's third eldest child instead of the King himself. Vader doesn't appreciate this. Now, this comic also has appearances by my favourite droid combo BT-1 and 000, the sadistic evil universe version of C-3PO and R2-D2. Now, in order to calm Vader down, they decide to honour him with one of his favourite pastimes, dancing. Okay, well maybe that's just in my headcanon. Now, naturally, Vader finds this all to be rather silly and isn't amused, but meanwhile, BT and Zero murder a resident droid, but importantly, they didn't torture it. Did you know that droids have pain receptors? That's kind of sick. But thankfully, Zero isn't so sick that he'd torture one of his own. That right is reserved specifically for filthy living beings. Now, back at the party, one of the Dukes insists that Vader must dance, and Vader, in his very Vader-like way, complies, using the Force to manhandle the Duke around the dance floor before Vader, in his oh-so-bitchy Vader way, asks if anyone else would like to dance. Shortly after, all hell breaks loose when a ship crashes onto the dance floor, upsetting Vader just a little bit as he was enjoying the dancing, and then a bunch of rebels burst out and attack, shouting "Down with the King." Now, Vader does what Vader does best and dispatches the rebels with ease. I mean, they really picked the wrong time to try and rise up against the King. But surprise, surprise, it was actually the King all along, and he isn't above using his own daughter to try and kill Vader. Now, to get to the King, Vader is shown down into the tunnels, and the King then starts filling them with lava. I mean, come on, of all the things that you can try and kill Vader with, all you're really going to do is insult the man. And Vader, ever being the gentleman that he is, knocks out the King's daughter and creates an escape for them. I mean, for real, are you telling me that this isn't bringing back flashbacks of Mustafar and Padme for our leather-clad Sith? Meanwhile, back upstairs, Zero and BT are subtly trying to get the King to drink poison, but that isn't really working. And so, back to Vader and the daughter, where she wakes up and tries to shoot him in the back. In return, Vader bestows her the privilege of becoming an honorary Skywalker by chopping off her hand. Now, after that, entering the King's chamber, they find that Zero and BT have actually already given everyone heart attacks by attacking their hearts with blasters. And so, that makes the daughter queen, and is given a reminder of how loyal she should be to the Empire when Vader reveals the gift that he brought along with him is actually a piece of Alderaan. I mean, that's a fairly convincing gift if you ask me. And then Vader crowns the Queen before leaving with a reminder of who she serves. He was probably a little bit too nervous to ask her for another dance though. Well, there you have it, another episode of Aimless Articles. Last week was music, this week was dancing. Who knows what next week will hold? Well, only you will, because you are going to come back and watch the next episode. If you haven't, please do subscribe. If you enjoyed this, please hit the like button. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you for the next episode.